Alright everybody, it's Kurt the Wordy Nerd from Bot Customs, and we are setting up to finish the mold for the Rancor limbs. So what we've got going right now is we've got our simple box mold, or mold box rather, that is going to be a rectangular shape when it's finished. We're hot gluing it all together right now and sealing all the cracks and crevices so that the mold star 20T that I'm using to make this mold won't just leak out of the sides. So what you're catching us on right now is the assembly process for the box. Alright, so I'm using a AdTech Precision Pro hot glue gun with some Gorilla sticks, the all temperature sticks, 25 count mini size sticks. Alright, so by the time I'm done I'm probably going to go through about 6 more of these. This type of glue stick is probably not ideal for this, other than that it holds really strong. So I've reused these boards a few times. You can see that I've got some of the residue on here that probably should get peeled off, but it's silicone, so silicone sticks to silicone only, and that's it. So we don't really care. Alright, so using the hot glue gun, we're going to go back around all of my seams and add in another layer of hot glue as we go along to help make sure that it's all reinforced and there's nothing that's going to leak out. Because if it leaks at all, it's going to destabilize the mold, right? And it's going to just make us waste more mold. And we don't really want to do that. Okay? So, third stick. I was supposed to cut my boards down to size, but I chose not to, which is probably silly. Can we get that up here on the ledge? Alright, and my lovely assistant is going to hold that for me. And then what I do is I try to start at the top and anchor at the top first. And then just put some pressure behind that for me right there. And the reason why I put it at the top first is because if it drips, it's just going to drip down the surface, and that's okay. But if you put it at the bottom, it's going to drip and pool at the bottom, which, while technically isn't bad, it's not optimal. Okay? So, as we're running out, we'll just reload the next stick. I like this Precision Pro hot glue gun because that small nozzle on the end lets me get in here to these tight spots. Now I've got a bigger AdTech, right? But you can see the size difference on those nozzles, I hope. So this tiny nozzle is definitely the way to go for a job like this. So now, a couple more lines of hot glue to help anchor everything in place. Fill those gaps. And as Ashley holds that all together for me for a couple of seconds while that's drying up, I'm going to redo the line here on the bottom. Alright, now these Rancors are going to be for sale on eBay later on if you didn't get in on the pre-orders that were available on my Facebook group, which is SWBS6 Club. Alright, so check us out over there for future projects, because while the Rancor and the Dewback are the last of my supersized projects, I think I might go ahead and try some other neat things down the road, so keep an eye out over there for it. Alright, let's see how she's holding together. Alright, and one more line, just again, this is the kind of thing where it doesn't hurt you to double up, and better safe than sorry, you know? So, filling these holes. You can waste glue sticks as much as you want to when it's all said and done. That's far better than the alternative. Alright, so, yeah. Like, as my wife just said, the glue stick is cheaper than the other pieces if you're going to mess something up. And I've got a small jam going here, So I'm gonna pop that out real fast. I do not suggest using a knife in your hot glue gun while it's plugged in. This is not something I would suggest anybody else do. So we reload again. Now, the Gorilla Glue hot glue sticks are good because they really are super strong. You don't really need multiple lines of glue to hold this together. The multiple lines are to fill the gaps, all right? So if you think there's a chance you might spring a leak, stuff like this helps. So we've got to do one more line here at the bottom, just to make sure that I've got it nice and filled. Alright, and then we're going to rotate the boards, rotate the box around. Now you can't really see this next part because I've got to reach inside of the box to line everything up. But we might have a small technical difficulty. So we're going to go ahead and hot glue my corners for the purposes of holding it together at least. Alright, and then by the time we come back with the next video, I'll have gone ahead and filled in the bottom hole and it'll all be good. Alright, so thanks for joining us on this adventure we're on. We'll see you in a bit.